a one pickup guitar really give you more sustain? Well, in today's video, we're going to find out. Let's end the debate. Hey guys, welcome back to Squealing Pig Guitars, the home of luxury shred machines here in Nottingham, England. My name is Ben Keightley, and today we're going to end the debate and question whether a one pickup guitar actually gives you more sustain. It's an idea that's been floating around the internet for a while, basically explaining that there's less magnetic pull on the string because of one pickup rather than two or three, meaning that the strings can move more freely, creating more sustain. But today we're actually going to put that into a scientific experiment and basically compare the two guitars and see which one has more sustain and which one sounds better or worse. So the specimen for today's video is a 58 reissue one pickup Les Paul. We actually have two of them today, so both of them are going to be featuring on today's episode. And we're going to be comparing both of these 58 reissue one pickup models with a top of the line 58 reissue with two humbuckers. So let's get started and talk about the guitars that we have in today's episode. Okay, so here they are, these two beauties. These are 58 reissues, one pickup, one volume, and one tone. As you can see, they're in the same finish, this iced tea finish. The one on the right has a little bit more of a nicer top, but this other one is really nice as well. It's got a bit more of a pinstripe job, whereas this flame is a little bit more open. So let's talk about the specs on this one. So as I mentioned at the start of this video, these are basically 58 reissues, historic reissues, but obviously with specs that have been changed. So you only have one custom bucker humbucker. You've got a wraparound kind of stop tailpiece without the ABR1 bridge, one volume and one tone, and obviously other than that, you've got the standard specs for a 58 reissue. So you have the black headstock cap, the 58 pronounced neck, rosewood fingerboard, the aniline dies on the back, long neck tenon construction. Obviously no need for a selector switch cavity, and you've just got a small volume and tone cavity here. So the guitar shop that kind of pioneered this look was the Music Zoo, bringing out some really wacky one pickup designs, and they've actually brought out some others where you just have the rhythm pickup. I'll put some pictures on the screen now so you can see them. I've also seen Joe Perry out of Aerosmith have a gold top that had a one pickup kind of construction, also had a kind of like a tremolo system inbuilt with it, and it was an access model. But other than that, these guitars are quite rare. Obviously you see a lot of Les Paul Juniors and stuff like that, but you don't often see it with the humbucker. The cool thing about this stop tail piece is that you can actually adjust it for intonation with these two little Allen key adjustment points here. So obviously it's not going to be perfect. So just from holding this guitar and how lightweight it is, I can tell it's going to be very resonant. As I strum this whole body is resonating alongside this neck. Whether that's because of the pickup or the construction of the guitar, we'll need to find out. But this is a very resonant guitar for sure. Here's a look at the other one. As we can see, it's got a slightly different top. I actually prefer the finish on this guitar. I like how it's a little bit darker, but obviously I prefer the flame on the other guitar. But yeah, this is also a very stunning 58 reissue with one pickup. So here's the competitor for today's episode. This is a 58 reissue Les Paul in iced tea. As you can see, we have both humbuckers, so a neck pickup and a bridge pickup. We have the ABR1 bridge, and we have two volumes and two tones. So in terms of electronics and hardware, we've got a lot of different specs, and that should contribute to a tonal difference. In terms of construction though, it's completely identical. So you have a mahogany back, maple top, rosewood fingerboard, mahogany neck with that 58 carve. So identical construction but different electronics. Is it going to make a difference? Let's find out. Guys, now it's time for the tone comparison. So I'm going to start off on the 58 reissue one pickup in drop D and play some chords. Now we're going to turn up the gain and play some heavy metal riffs on these bad boys. Now let's hear some fuzzy tones using fingerstyle guitar. And our final test is going to be a sustain test, so which guitar can hold a note the longest? So the 2 pickup guitar got a time of 23 seconds. Now let's see how the 1 pickup fares. So guys, what is the conclusion to this experiment? To my ear anyway, it's quite clear that the 2 pickup 58 reissue in this demo had more sustain. When I played the same note on the 12th fret of the D string, it definitely sustained for longer than the 1 pickup. I also found that it went into feedback a lot easier. This could be down to a couple of things. Obviously the pickups could be unpotted, meaning that they're more susceptible to feedback, and the pickups on the 1 pickup guitar could be potted, meaning that they have less feedback capabilities. But just taking these 2 guitars into consideration, the 2 pickup guitar had more sustain than the 1 pickup guitar, which I thought was very interesting. The thing is, scientifically it makes sense. 1 pickup is going to have less magnetic pull and therefore more resonance and more sustain. But in this demo we found that the opposite was actually apparent. But what was the playability like on both guitars? I find 1 pickup guitars very fun to play, but I also find them very limiting. I know that's literally the point of them, is to be a simple guitar, a student guitar when the Les Paul Jr. was first announced, but a guitar that is more expressive. You can obviously play with more of the volume and the tones and try and get more out of that 1 pickup. I found for my kind of cleaner styles, my fingerstyle playing, I felt like I was a little bit at a loose end with the bridge pickup, as I love a neck pickup, and that's why I preferred the standard 58 reissue. But for rock and roll stuff, it definitely had a very unique, jangly mid-range tone. So the fact that there's 1 pickup does make a difference, and I think the stop tailpiece also makes a big difference. I noticed that the 1 pickup guitar didn't have the best intonation, especially on some of the metal riffs I was playing, like the 2-note chords. Sometimes the G or the D would be slightly out of tune, but at the headstock end it would be in tune, meaning that the intonation needs to be improved. But in my opinion, I prefer the 2 pickup reissue, and I think that even though these 1 pickup guitars are really cool and kind of a little bit like a novelty, I wouldn't personally own one. I don't believe that it actually adds to sustain just having 1 pickup. I do think they'll look really cool though, obviously because you can show off that flame top more, and when you play them it looks like you're playing a guitar with no pickups because your hand covers the bridge pickup. But anyways guys, let me know in the comment section below what you think of these guitars and what you think of our test today. Let us know which guitar you thought had more sustain, or which one had a better tone for your ears. Also make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. But that is the end of another Squealing Pig Guitars video. I'll see you tomorrow, but until then, keep rocking guys, I'll see you soon.